Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y bumay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulakaw.
Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31:8.
kalipay ko.
My respect and warm greetings to all the people who have joined me today in this year's State of the Division address. I have to mention them because all these years they have been supporting our cause in providing quality basic education to all our learners in the city of Tanjay and Pamplona. To our city mayor, Honorable Reynaldo Concepcion, and the mayor of the municipality of Pamplona, Honorable Janice Digamo, the members of the Sangguniang Panglungsod and Sangguniang Bayan of the two local government units, to our barangay officials, to our stakeholders who are with us today, and also special mention to our ever dynamic Regional Director of DepEd Region 7, Dr. Salustiano Jimenez, and to our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Cristito Ico. To my partners in SDO Tanjay City, to Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edmark Ayan Cabio, to our Chief of the Schools Governance and Operations Unit, Dr. Milagro Suyo, our Officer in Charge and Chief of the Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Alex Parani, to our education program supervisors, district supervisors, cluster heads, school heads, teachers, division personnel, to our parents, learners, friends, good morning. On January 30, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a public emergency concern internationally. In the Philippines, the very first positive case for the virus was reported on February 1, 2020 by the Department of Health. Since then, the cases around the world escalated to such a level that it became a pandemic. As a preventive measure, the government, through the local government units, immediately responded to the COVID-19 crisis by suspending classes at the middle of March of 2020. Eventually, GCQ and ECQ were imposed on certain areas, thus halting activities relative to education. Due to this development, systems and operations in schools and division offices have been adversely affected. There was a need to change priorities as well as plans to be able to continue our mandate of delivering basic education services amid the scare and risk of contracting the virus. The past school years has been very challenging for us, but we were one with Secretary Leonor Briones' mantra that education must continue. Yes, as educators, we cannot afford to stagnate the minds of our learners. Meeting the educational needs of learners is of utmost priority, and the right to education cannot be compromised. In the light of these events, the Schools Division Office of Tanjay City came up with a Division Learning Continuity Plan, DLCP, anchored on the BELCP, or the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan of the department. The Learning Continuity Plan is a special emergency plan formulated to continue the delivery of basic education services during the COVID pandemic. This is anchored on the framework and principles of Sulong Edukalidad, which are the following. 1. Protect the health and safety and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel and prevent the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. Number 2. Ensure learning continuity through K-12 adjustments, alignment of learning materials, deployment of multiple learning delivery modalities. Number 3. Facilitate the safe return of teaching and non-teaching personnel and learners to workplaces and schools, taking into consideration the scenarios projected by the Department of Health and the IATF. Number 4, be sensitive to equity considerations, concerns, and endeavors to address them the best. And the 5th is link and bridge the LCP to pivot quality and the future of education under the framework of Sulong Edukalidad and future thinking in education. The Schools Division of Tanjay City is steadfast in our commitment to continue in our pursuit of quality education in these trying times. We may encounter challenges and difficulties along the way, but when there is cooperation, coordination, and collaboration among people who have a stake in education, we shall overcome these difficulties and challenges in time. This year's State of the Division Address and State of the Division Report incorporates our successes and gains, as well as the realities in the field, that as we continue to pursue our mandates, which are the following: make education accessible to all learners, raise the quality of education, make education relevant to the urgent needs and opportunities of our nation, and make education truly liberating. And now, may I present to you the State of the Division Report.
SDO Tanjay's CID 2021 Accomplishment Report. KRA 1 Learning Resource. Objective number 1. manage the establishment of functional LRMDC at the division in compliance with the standards and specifications set. Tanjay City Division targets 10% functionality, acquire resources like reference materials and other equipment for the center. As per KRA 1 Objective 1, Tanjay City Division accomplished the following: received 1,497 titles of books being processed from Negrenses del Oriental de Minnesota and other equipment like projector, screen, printers, and computers. Received steel shelves donated by Attorney Ferolino and received printers, acquired comb binding machine, steel shelves, printer, and 3 schools recipients of Starbucks. KRA 1 Learning Resource Objective 2 assists schools on the establishment of functional LRC in compliance with the standards and specifications set. Tanjay City Division's target is to have 10% or 10 out of 102 schools have functional LRC. As per KRA 1 Objective 2, Tanjay City Division accomplished the following: 27 elementary schools with LRC, 5 junior high schools alone, and 4 junior high schools with senior high schools. KRA 1 Learning Resource Objective 3 assist, coordinate through the LR development teams, production and distribution of learning resources for division-wide adaptation. Tanjay City Division targets to have 8 modules per subject area, per grade level, per quarter, and this was accomplished 100% with the remarks to assist in the enhancement of SLMs. Workshops and trainings on the contextualization and improvement of SLMs and iPad activity sheets were initiated and organized. Modules were illustrated, digitized, and layouted for the learners. KRA 1 Learning Resource Objective 4 evaluate, quality assure, and approve localized learning resources for school division. Tanjay City Division targets to evaluate, quality assure, and approve 8 localized modules per subject area, per grade level, per quarter, and this was accomplished 100% on the remarks of ongoing review of enhanced SLMs and ALS modules. SDO Tanjay City has initiated and organized enhancement workshop on module writing and quality assurance for the 3rd quarter. KRA1 Learning Resource Objective 5. Prepare distribution list of learning resources, text-based and non-text-based for all schools. SDO Tanjay targets all existing resources like SLMs, bond papers, inks to be distributed to all schools with distribution list and signed by the receiving personnel. And this was accomplished 100% on the remarks to retrieve signed distribution list and prepare again distribution list of bond papers to all schools. KRA1 Learning Resource Objective 6. Conduct action research on the utilization of LRs to inform LR design, procurement, curriculum implementation, teaching, learning assessment, and reporting. SDO Tanjay targets to conduct one action research. However, this was not accomplished, but actions to identify gaps and conduct action research based on the gaps identified were already taken. KRA2 Utilization of LRMDS TA on LR Management Objective 1. Update the existing database on the harvested LRs in all schools. The division targets 100% of its teachers to be LRMDS portal registered users, and so far, 1,213 of Tanjay City Division teachers are LRMDS portal users, and 22,376 resources are already downloaded. And they have remarks to frequently monitor on the utilization of the LRMDS portal. KRA2 Utilization of LRMDS TA on LR Management Objective 2. Conduct learning resource needs analysis to identify gap and priorities. Tanjay City Division aims to conduct SLM's inventory of all schools. The results of this SLM's inventory were consolidated and were already submitted to the central office. The results of the inventory were also utilized for the reproduction of SLMs. KRA2 Utilization of LRMDS TA on LR Management Objective 3. Develop LRTA plan based on LR Needs Analysis Report. Tanjay City Division's target to implement a learning resource technical assistance plan. Accomplishment: it has coordinated in the development, production, and distribution of resources, and is continuously monitoring the availability of resources for development and reproduction. KRA2 Utilization of LRMDS TA on LR Management Objective 4. Conduct coaching and mentoring activities on the implementation of LRMDS. The division's target is to have 100% of the schools monitored. Accomplishment: sharing of information on the availability of materials in the portal through group chat, and continuous conduct of constant monitoring. KRA2 Utilization of LRMDS TA on LR Management Objective 5. Conduct monitoring and evaluation on the implementation and utilization of LRMDS. The division's target is to have 100% of the schools monitored. The schools are monitored quarterly on the utilization and downloading of resources from the portal. The division is conducting constant monitoring on all the schools with regards to LRMDS utilization. As far as LRMDS is concerned, more than 1,000 teachers of the Division of Tanjay City are registered LR portal users. Almost 23,000 resources have been downloaded on the fourth quarter. SDO Tanjay City's SGOD 2021 Accomplishment Report. 48 elementary schools of Tanjay City and 22 elementary schools of Pamplona comprise the whole elementary level of Tanjay City Division. SDO Tanjay City has a total of 682 elementary teachers, whose majority of population are Teacher 3s. 19 secondary schools of Tanjay City and 13 secondary schools of Pamplona comprise the whole secondary level of Tanjay City Division. It has a total of 439 secondary teachers, whose majority of population are Teacher 1s. Tanjay City Division's enrollment has a fluctuating trend due to the strict full implementation of DepEd Order No. 47, Series of 2016 and due to the pandemic, and the increase in the current school year is due to the influx of learners tagged as Balik-Aral. Tanjay City Division has 4 Birth 2021 approved research, 1 of which is an action research and 3 of which are basic researches. 102 schools crafted the BELCP for school year 2021-2022. 7 private schools issued by the regional office with the provisional compliance certificate to operate for school year 2021-2022, and 25 schools improvised their SPM level of practice form from level 1 to level 2. San Jose Elementary School was proclaimed as one of the regional winners for most outstanding implementers of the school-based feeding program for school year 2020-2021. As per status of COVID-19 vaccination, majority of teaching and non-teaching personnel of Tanjay City Division are fully vaccinated. SDO Tanjay City's OSDS 2021 Accomplishment Report. For the Administrative Services section, 100% filling up of teaching and non-teaching personnel, 100% updating of SIPOP DBM online, 100% approved application for reclassification, number of teaching personnel promoted 11, number of non-teaching personnel promoted 7, and number of related teaching personnel promoted 3. For the Information and Communication Technology Services Unit, 32 schools are recipients of the DCP Multimedia Package with 55-inch Smart TV, laptop, and lapel. Division of Tanjay City Consolidated Budget Utilization Report. SDO Tanjay City has disbursed 99% of the 683,284,743 centavos adjusted allotment as of November 2021.
As our commitment and response to the attainment of the 4 key deliverables of DepEd, SDO Tanjay shall 1. Continue to protect the health and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel by observing and complying to the standards and protocols set by the duly authorized authorities in schools, learning centers, and offices. 2. Ensure the delivery of basic education services to schools and learning centers through the functional units in the division office. 3. Ensure the continuity of education through different learning options and modalities and the development of appropriate learning materials. 4. Ensure compliance to the K-12 standards in consonance with the most essential learning competencies, or the MELCs. 5th is strengthen partnership with external partners and stakeholders. The 6th, improve systems and processes in the school's division office to better serve its client. 7th, ensure continuous advancement in employee welfare and benefits. And 8, manage continuous professional development for all personnel, and lastly, improve learner achievement in all grade levels. With the coming of another year, I am optimistic that we shall overcome this pandemic. To our learners, I say, stay safe and keep learning. To our dear teachers, I say, keep safe and keep teaching. To our other personnel, I say, stay safe and keep working. And to everyone, let us not forget to take care of ourselves. Keep safe, everyone. And we say, sa Tanjay City Division, TCD. We have an acronym for that. Tanjay City Division TCD. We teach, we care, we deliver. So TCD, we teach, we care, we deliver. For our love of our learners and the glory of God. Thank you, and God bless everyone.